The first sign of collapse was the silence. The skies over Calaris Prime had once been filled with traffic lanes, civilian transports, orbital lights tracing perfect arcs above the planet. Now the stars were bare. Power grids failed one by one, cities dimmed, then vanished into darkness. The Empire's war fleets had not arrived all at once. They came patiently, system by system, cutting supply lines, burning shipyards, erasing resistance until nothing remained but waiting. The Kalaris were not warriors by nature. They were archivists, engineers, philosophers. Their fleets were small, outdated, ceremonial, more than practical. When the first Imperial dreadnoughts entered orbit, the war was already lost. Months passed under bombardment. The council chambers beneath the capital were crowded with leaders who had not slept properly in weeks. Reports grew worse by the hour. Outer colonies fell. Refugee convoys vanished mid-transit. No allies answered distress calls. The galaxy had decided Calaris was not worth saving. In that chamber, with air recycled thin and voices strained, the last option surfaced: humanity. The name carried uncertainty. Humans were distant, quiet, rarely involved. Galactic records listed them as builders, terraformers, stubborn isolationists. They traded, they explored, they avoided empires. No one knew how they fought, or if they fought at all. But desperation has a way of stripping pride. The High Speaker authorized the transmission. It was brief, stripped of politics and honor. We request shelter. Civilian population endangered. We ask for sanctuary, nothing more. The signal vanished into deep space. No confirmation returned. Days crawled by. Imperial patrols tightened their net. Orbital weapons powered up for a final strike. The Council prepared evacuation protocols they knew would fail. Then, without warning, deep-range sensors screamed. Space folded at the edge of the system. Not a chaotic rupture, but precise measured exits from warp. One after another, massive shapes emerged. Human ships. They were not elegant. They were not decorative. Dark hulls absorbed starlight. Angular designs favored function over beauty. Blue-white engine glows burned steady and cold. They did not scatter. They formed ranks. At the center, larger command vessels took position with unsettling calm. The first transmission reached the council chamber. This, United Human Fleet Command. We received your request. There was a pause, long enough for hope to surface. Then the voice continued. Command units inbound. Engineering Corps deploying. Defensive operations commencing immediately. The chamber went silent. Defensive operations. More warp signatures flared. Construction carriers. Heavy escorts. Bomber wings locking into formation. Human vessels did not rush the planet. They spread outward, claiming orbital lanes, jump points, gravity wells. The High Speaker whispered what everyone was thinking. We asked for shelter. From orbit, human ships began moving like pieces on a board they already understood. Engineers landed first. Dropships touched down in ruined districts, in open plains, in scorched industrial zones. Machines unfolded from their hulls, assembling towers, shield frames, power conduits that drilled deep into the planet's crust. Alien civilians watched from behind rubble as entire defensive networks rose in hours. These were not temporary camps. These were permanent structures. Human commanders met the council in person. No ceremony, no speeches, simple uniforms, calm eyes. You are under our protection, the lead commander said. Protection requires control of the battle space. Imperial strength was explained. Fleet numbers, known tactics. Planet cracker weapons rumored, but unconfirmed. The human listened, nodded once. We will adapt. More ships arrived. Medical vessels docked alongside alien hospitals. Supply ships offloaded food, atmosphere processors, water recyclers. Bomber squadrons took silent holding patterns above the planet, weapons cold but ready. When Imperial scouts entered the outer system, panic rippled through Kelleris cities. Sirens wailed, shelters filled. The humans did not react outwardly. Engineers continued building. Commanders adjusted projections. A human officer spoke quietly to the council. If they cross the inner boundary, we engage. The first planetary shield activated at dusk. A translucent blue barrier arced over entire continents. Cities long exposed to vacuum fire were suddenly untouchable. For the first time since the invasion began, civilians slept without explosions overhead. In orbit, the human fleet did not advance or retreat, it held. Imperial scouts returned with data their commanders dismissed as errors. Energy spikes, new structures, heavy mass signatures where ruins had been, humans in force. Advance anyway, the Empire ordered. The first Imperial fleet crossed the boundary, confident and loud, weapons charging, broadcasts filled with threats. Human command remained silent. Then space itself answered. Hidden rail platforms unfolded from nothing, power bending the void around their barrels. The first shot erased an Imperial cruiser before its crew registered danger. Bombers launched in disciplined waves, slipping through gaps, striking engines, supply ships, command nodes. The Empire tried to respond, but their formations shattered under precise, merciless fire. Retreat orders flooded Imperial channels. Only then did the human commander speak. This system is under human protection. Withdraw immediately. The message echoed across open frequencies. The survivors fled. The galaxy noticed. Observers updated records. The refugee system became something else entirely. Construction did not stop. Orbital rings expanded. Shipyards grew. Supply lines from deep human space flowed without interruption. Every structure had redundancy. Every defense overlapped another. The humans were not visitors. They were settlers of war. Days turned into weeks. Patrols never ceased. Human crews rotated without complaint. Alien officers watched and finally understood. This was not emergency response. This was doctrine. When a second Imperial force arrived, larger and angrier, it was met not with surprise but preparation. Mines activated in empty space. Kill zones closed. Bombers crippled logistics before the main battle began. The Empire fought harder. Human ships burned, some fell, but the line never broke. When the third signal arrived, it carried dread. The Empire's core fleets were mobilizing. Planet breakers confirmed. Enough power to erase everything. Alien leaders prepared for extinction. Human command did not change tone. Production accelerated. Reinforcements arrived from sectors the galaxy didn't even know humans controlled. When the final battle came, space itself seemed to fracture under the weight of fire. The Empire pushed with everything it had. Humans absorbed the blow, then countered with reserves hidden beyond known jump points. The hunters became prey. By the end, the Imperial Armada was broken beyond recovery. Silence followed, not fearful, but earned. Wreckage drifted where empires once ruled. Human ships moved methodically, rescuing survivors, sealing space, guarding every approach. No celebrations followed, only work. The High Speaker stood beside the human commander at the rebuilt Capitol window. "We asked for refuge," he said softly. The commander watched the stars, shields glowing faintly. "Refuge is not hiding," he replied. "It is standing between danger and those who cannot." Across the galaxy, the lesson spread faster than any fleet. When humans answered a call, they did not come to flee. They came to stay. And when they stayed, extinction stopped at their line.